G'day collaborators and welcome to this superlative little video about my random talkings, rantings during the credits of Sundered. I did say some things like I was going to do another video before my thingies, but as it is, this is just a little intro to say that I'm going to be talking during the credits of the video, but it's just my initial deconstruction of the game so far. There will be another proper My Thoughts video, but that's going to be later, so yeah, by all means, have a good old look at that video. Okay. I love this. This is brilliant. Nah, this is a really good game. I absolutely love this. It was animated so well. It looked so fantastic, and the soundscape was absolutely brilliant. I fully, absolutely love this game. 100,000%. And I'll be doing my thoughts on this game in a different video in just a little bit, but I'll let these credits play out. Still going to keep talking though. I'm just going to talk about random things at the moment. Something I did find that was a little bit frustrating was the fact that the grapple hook positions were just a little bit in those battles. It felt like they were just a little bit too far away. But that could have just been me. Of course, I could have corrupted my grapple hook, and I could have made it. I imagine it would make it go a lot further, but I didn't want to. I don't want to go that path. So, yeah, nah, you did Thunder Lotus. You did a really fantastic job. These guys here, you guys, nah, yeah, you did fantastic with this game. It's absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I just can't get over how hard it must be to be able to draw so many frames, and not only that, but to have it look good in between actions, right? You have to make sure that the animation looks at least somewhat fluid as your character is doing things. And the hardest part is that you aren't the animators aren't in control as to what animations play. I am. It's a lot easier to be a movie animator because, yeah, I mean, a lot easier, quote unquote. You do have to do a lot of things in order to actually get that movie out, but it's a lot easier to be a movie animator because of the fact that you control what the person sees. When it comes to drawing a 2D game, I am the one who controls what I see. I'm the one that controls the animation. Of course, you're the one that determines what I see, but when it comes down to it, the fact that you have to make 3D games make a lot more sense to me. I'm a 3D animator by heart. I'm a 3D animator by not exactly trade, but, you know, I'm a 3D animator, and I have plans in my head in how I imagine 3D animation is going to happen inside games to make it automatically just fluid. I mean, you have a rig, and then your character wants the arm to go there, so you move it there. That's that IK that is seen everywhere. Inverse kinematics. And yeah, nah, it just absolutely astounds me how you can get this 2D animation shtick right in the form of a game. And I don't know, it's hard for me to be able to actually describe how much effort. I don't know how much effort needs to go into this because I don't draw. Not that I'm saying I'm a bad artist, but I just can't draw. So, well, can't draw. I don't like saying that I can't draw. It's more, I don't set aside the time to practice being able to draw. So, there's that for you. But that's a different discussion on a different thing. I want to talk about Sundered here because even just listening to the violins that you hear in the back, oh, it's a cello or something. Just hearing the cello in the background, it sort of gives you that magnificent feeling of scope and feeling of emotion, I guess. For me, there's nothing that really conveys emotion and atmosphere quite like a cello, especially if it's played either on its own or when it's accented by all these other different sort of instruments. But the cello to me is one of the things that is the biggest part of the atmosphere generation. And just listen to it for a few moments. so it might not be the cello. I'm not sure how high a cello can actually go. I'm not a band kid. I only ever played the trombone. So if anything, I'd know a bit more about brass than I know about strings. But when it comes down to it, the amount of emotion and feeling that can be captured by a string instrument, I believe, is unmatched by anything else. The only thing that I think comes close is about a piano, but that's got strings in it. It's technically a string instrument. The only other thing, I was going to say the instrument that plays in the Legend of Korra outro, I believe it's got like a XU, the Chinese violin. I'm not sure what it's called. I cannot remember it, but I absolutely love its sound. And the way it captures the emotion of a song and how it's displayed is really, really awesome. But the thing that I absolutely love about the cello is that it is really easy to make not only a sad song, but a foreboding or ominous song. And this, as we are playing right now, is certainly a massively ominous song. And the way that the soundtrack was being played in-game, that's another thing, actually. The 2D animators and the composers have about the same amount of difficulty and task. The composers have to make sure that the songs don't feel out of place. And the other thing is that, like I said before about the animators, with the music, I'm the one that's in control of the music. You know, I'm the one that decides whether or not the music will keep playing or not, or which part of the music, or not necessarily which part of the music, but definitely whether or not the music will keep playing. The video game soundtracks are designed to make sure that every second, every part, every section of the soundtrack can be enjoyed to its fullest extent. It's certainly not as front-facing as something like animation is. Like, I'm the one that's paying most closest attention to the animation, but the music is definitely sitting in the backfield, heightening up my experiences of enjoyment in this in the game. And I just really appreciate the care and dedication that went into making this game. The care in the music, the care in the animations, the art style, and it's even reflected in the voice and like the language. There's its own language, and it seems, I'm not sure if it is actually, but it seems as though the language is actually a real, it's like a comprehensive language. It's not necessarily something like Simlish where it's just gibberish, but it seems as though that you might be able to actually learn this language. It seems feasible, but again, when it comes to language in fiction, when it comes to fictional languages, it's probably not as comprehensive as something like Elvish or Klingon, for instance, where someone would be able to actually learn and communicate in it. But it definitely sells the kind of ominous, foreboding presence of this elderish god in your ear. And I can definitely see that I appreciate the ways that I'm thinking that the story might actually play out, determining whether or not you destroy the shards, whether or not you corrupt your abilities. Because I imagine the Elder God was so adamant that you corrupt your abilities, because once you do corrupt all your abilities, perhaps you will become the next Chaos Bringer or something like that, because of the fact that you have all of this corrupted energy inside of you. And then you'd bring about something else or something like that. It's essentially the quote-unquote bad ending. And if you resist it, then you would pull towards more what the Valkyrie stood for. I don't know what they did stand for, though. Definitely not on the side of the Eschaton. I still can't pronounce it. I know it's Eschation, but I just can't pronounce it for the life of me. That's more my fault. I definitely want to see if I can go back into the game and then get on destroying all of the shards, just to see what that happens, because the problem with me is that I don't like making game setting decisions without like not exactly knowing, but without understanding the repercussions of making that specific decision. So the reason why I was so hesitant to actually use any of the shards at that point was because I didn't know whether or not what would happen, and what I would miss out on. I'd much prefer to go the neutral route first and then see about going into something like good or evil or something like that. Just because I'm a lot more immersed in the lore and the story of this game, and I know the characters a lot better, and that sort of enables me to get a sort of sense of what... It allows me to stop thinking so much, because I know a lot more about the game, so therefore I don't have to, consider, what happens if, what happens, maybe, what is the right choice sort of situation. Now to me, it's more, let's see what choosing that would explore. What kind of avenues would choosing that explore? Something that I noticed just now on the screen is that they considered the as part of the alphabetization. So therefore, the Allen Company, which probably should have been up closer to the top of the list, is now where all the T's are. But that's something that's really not even a factor to anything related to this. It's just something I like pointing out. And you see underwater level, the only name that starts with a U. Very interesting. What's my username? I don't know. I don't know what username is. Probably what's my username. And then we've got that one. There are tears. Not sure how long these credits are gonna go for, but I do wanna sit through them all. Eschaton. Okay, there we go. Eschaton. I've figured out how to say it. Eschaton. I don't know why I say Escatchen. My brain switches the A and the CH, but it's Eschaton. Eschaton. Very good, very good. But yeah, I honestly legitimately have to commend Thunder Lotus for what they've created here. This is a fantastic game. Chris. Beta Chris. So many Chris's! Oh my god, there's like 2 Charles and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Chris's. Oh jeez. 14 if you count Chris Proles. Chris! David Delta. Okay. There we go. Derek. all these people with similar names. I like it. And here we have the Eds. And now we have the Erics. And now we have the Evans. Very good. Not as many Frankies as I was expecting. To be frank. Yeah. It's Gavin! It's Gavin from the Slow-Mo guys. Not really. I don't think it's Gavin from the Slow-Mo guys. It must be a different Gavin. Hassan Ali al-Muslim. I see. Big Brother. There's a Belmont there. But not the Belmont that I know. I didn't realize that. That's actually interesting when it comes to the culture of people like Hassan Ali al-Muslim. The name. Oh, actually, no, that's obviously. Okay. I was about to say, it's really weird to have the name of religion in your name. And then I realized I was just ranting about Chris. Steve, Chris, what does that come from? Christian. Literally the name Christian, which is a religion. I am a dingus at the best of times. A couple of Jeremys, it's fine. Jimmy and Jimina, Jimmy, Joanne, Joe, Joel, John, Joanne, John, Johnny, Jojo, John, Jonas, Jonathan, Jordan, Jose, Joseph, Josh, Joshua, Josiah, Juan, Julian, Justin, and then the K's. I don't know why I had so much fun just saying John, 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 Joe, Joe, John. It's good stuff. I hope I'm at least making this somewhat interesting. I mean, these people are the backers to the game, and these are like as responsible for this game's existence as the actual creators. So it's good that these guys are getting as much screen time as they should be getting. But I'm getting quite hungry, and I need to leave soon for work. Mr. Unimportant. So unfortunately, I might not actually be able to sit through all of this. But I guess we'll just have to see. So, all the Nicks. Nick. 4 Nicks. Nicholas, Knightley. Olivier Twist. Oliver's twin sister. Long lost twin sister. Olivier Twist. Quinton Hartman. Rehai Kitty. Rob from Animaphonics. Animaphone. The Animaphone. Calling up, cleaning out your intestines. The Animaphone. Dear God, what have we created? Serena Avala. Very nice. Scott Radowski. Something smells toasty. It might be the Salatium steak. I love that. Something smells toasty. It must be the Salatium steak. Brilliant. Tentaclaws. Thibaud. Tom Duda. And here's all the Thomases and the Tims. Tim Lorenz. Timo Burkhardt. My god. So one of my jobs that I have is a trivia host, and one of the questions that shows up is like, which one of these names is this person? And I have such a hard time pronouncing these names, but all of these names seem pretty easy for me. Victoria McCrory, Vincent Fazio, Vladimir Putin. God damn it. I've walked myself into that one. Oh, here are the Kickstarter backers. Are those different? Like the names in the previous list different? The Eschiton Warriors, is that different? And these across are all the Kickstarter backers. This is going to be a long list of names. A very long list of names. It's 5:10 p.m. The traffic's going to be really terrible. I need to leave here by at most 5:30, so if this goes on for another 20 minutes, I'm stuffed. Austin Dow? Austin Lehrer? Austin? Very nice. Okay, unfortunately, I think I will just have to cut this short. Here we go. Alrighty, welcome back. And yeah, I'm just going to end this video here because I'd like to make sure I have an intro and exit in all videos anyway. But yeah, thank you for watching the little deconstruction that I did. But deconstruction and just talking about stuff and things. But yeah, so but as for now, I will see you later in a different video. This is Quillo signing off. Goodbye and good luck.